Hi Dale, it's Shannon. So your question was about romance coming up in your life. So that is going to be the intention for my reading. I am going to start out with some tarot, see what we got. So that's a very nice way to start. That's the Fool. That's a brand new beginning. Um, and with that opening up with being a major arcana card right from the very beginning, it's very strong energy. So this is unlimited opportunities, starting over. Um, Sort of nothing is blocked, everything is open, there's flow, and there's energy here for creation of a new path, a new beginning, a new way to go. We have the Princess or the Page of Wands. Um, it's funny because this is also unlimited potential. This is, um, you know, free spirited energy. It's grounded energy. So I don't know if you've recently been through something where you had to sort of reprioritize, or sort of reorganize your life to sort of get back to basics. That's kind of what I'm feeling, is like there's almost like a get back to basics here where you had to really evaluate what was important. We have the Chariot. This is like fast-paced energy. It is control, willpower, determination, movement. So let me clarify. Whoa, the Chariot. All right, let's see. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. So I'm clarifying the Chariot with the Four of Swords and the Five of Swords. Um, that's a lot of your mental thought. It's about rest and recuperation after a time of chaos. I almost feel like you had to sort of stand up for yourself. You had to stand up for either your beliefs or what was really important for you. You weren't going to compromise. The Five of Swords is sort of looking out for yourself. It can have a negative connotation where you sort of leave someone else behind and really are just in it for yourself, which is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's what has to happen. You can't save everybody. Sometimes you have to save yourself. And that's what I kind of get with that. And then with the Chariot, oh, sorry, didn't mean to hit the camera. With the Chariot, and clarifying by those two cards, what it tells me is that you had a period where you sort of had to regroup, and that's what I feel over here. But now with the Fool coming in and the Princess of Wands and the Chariot, it's sort of reverting into what's coming up, what's happening next. So we have the Ten of Pentacles. That's actually a really good card. It's about self-sufficiency, independence, financial independence. I kind of feel like this is about your foundation for yourself in general. I almost feel like, yeah, I almost feel like you had to sort of, I still feel that way. Like you had to sort of rework your situation in order to, like, you had to like clean house. You had to remove a lot of negativity, things that weren't working, and you created this foundation here. And with the Seven of Pentacles, this is where you sort of plant the new seeds for the new crop and let them root and let them grow. So this is very indicative of what's going on, sort of the magic behind the scenes and what you were doing. This was what happened. This is why. And this right here is the outcome of the energy of all that work and sort of restoration. Because the Ten of Pentacles is also about family, and it's about stability, it's about being a provider, it's about supporting those who depend on you. It is also about laying that solid foundation in order to have that stability. Like, you can't really support people or have a good solid relationship with somebody unless you are solid and stable and you have your feet planted firmly on the ground. That's that Princess of Wands, where you're grounded and sort of more in line with your soul's energy. So I do feel very strongly about that you've been working through that or are still working through that. I feel like there may have been some chaos in the past, but again, it's where that chaos provided that alignment. It's not a huge storm. It just sort of, pulled up a couple trees. There is some cleanup, but I feel like nothing major was damaged. It just sort of had to be reworked, but it actually put into alignment and created that space for you to move forward. We have the moon, and I'm going to clarify the moon right away with the Nine of Cups. Okay. So the Nine of Cups is like your dream come true. It's sort of, and that's really in an emotional state. The moon, it is the Pisces card. So, and the Nine of Cups is also, it represents a water card, the water signs, I mean. So you could be dealing with a water sign regarding your emotions. With the moon, it's sort of, the moon for me represents something different, because I am a Pisces. It is my card. I just see it in a different way. The moon can represent illusion. It can represent fear. It can represent anxiety, worry, but it also represents intuition. And I feel like, what do we have? Ooh, okay. So yeah, so I feel like with this moon card and the Nine of Cups, I almost feel like if you stop thinking about it and stop wanting or feeling like it's never going to happen, it will never happen. If you've ever heard of the law of attraction, you get back what you put out. So if you're constantly worried about not having somebody, or you keep meeting, people who do not mesh or do not have your best interests at heart, you can get sort of sidelined and, downtrodden. You can bring that to you just by focusing on the negative. I feel like with the Nine of Cups there, you need to focus on the positive and understand that not everyone's going to be for you. But with that Nine of Cups and the Three of Cups there at the end, this is actually a really good indication that there is some positivity coming. There is some, and again, it's 2 emotion cards. So that represents love, feeling. This is a celebration. This is where you have everything that you wanted. It's your dream come true. So you have to release that fear and anxiety and that constant worry that you're not going to find somebody, so that it creates the space to allow somebody in. And I do feel that, because especially with it opening up with the Fool, I do feel that there is someone on the horizon for sure. Alright, I am shuffling my love deck. You know what? No, I want to do emotion card first. Emotion card, please, Spirit, for deal. Okay. So we have dreams. And let me pull from my Healing Light Tarot. To clarify that. Okay. So your dreams are very important. I don't know if you have any like prophetic dreams, or you have an active, vivid dream life, dream cycle. But what Spirit is saying with the dream card is that there are important messages coming to you. There are also issues that you may have that you're working through your dreams. You may not even recognize it, but if you remember your dreams, it's important to write them down. It may not make any sense to you, but if you keep a dream journal, you can always go back to it and see if some of the dreams coming up actually have some credence going forward, or you may connect with the energy from something unresolved from the past. So Spirit wants you to pay attention to your dreams as you move through this cycle. Clarified with the Ace of Pentacles from the Healing Light Tarot, this is represents the senses. It represents the body. It represents physical pleasure. When this comes up in a reading, it means that whatever you've been hoping for is going to manifest. It's going to come through in the real world. So this changes your physical area, your physical body. So being clarified with the dream card, I feel like what this is actually saying, now that I think about it, is that your dream is now going to become a reality. So I actually take, that back about the dream journal. That just popped in my head. Ooh, I have the chills. Okay. So that was the message, actually, is that your dream is now going to come to fruition. This is the dream. This is the reality. This is the solid and the stable. This is the true. So again, that's a really good indication that there is somebody coming in for you, someone that you're actually looking for. I feel like the space is being created for that to happen. That was good. Sometimes I just can't figure it out, and then that definitely just made so much sense. All right, I am shuffling the love deck now. All right, let's see. All right, we have spend some quality time together. It is imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationships with, listening and talking to each other. Now that Three of Cups card, that is a celebration. It's a gathering of friends. I feel like in this arena, this message is twofold. I feel like you need to continue hanging out with family and friends, really making sure you're putting yourself out there. And also, it's sort of like a message that when you meet somebody, you need to take the time to get to know them truly. And if you notice, there's the crescent moon right there. You have the moon here. And then if you notice, there's the moon inside as well. So again, illusion. We need to pay attention and really make sure that we know who we're allowing into our space, and we really take the time. Sometimes when we meet somebody new or something, we sort of maybe get blindsided by the emotion, or sort of lose ourselves in the beginning phase. It's very overwhelming. This is where Spirit wants you to make sure that you're taking the time to get to know someone, and making sure that they have your best interests at heart, that they're going to be somebody that's not going to take advantage of you, or, you know, leave you high and dry, that's going to give you the same commitment you're willing to give them. Ooh, we have miracles and blessing. Everything has its gift. So I love this card, because I don't know if you feel like the right person would be a miracle in your life or a blessing in your life. I don't know your history. I can tell, like I said, that from the cards, it's telling me you had a little bit of a rough time, a rough patch. Spirit's saying miracles and blessings are on their way to you. Especially because of all this work and change that is coming through. I definitely feel like the energy is changing for you. And I feel like it's going to be changed. Let me do an energy card. All right, so my intention for this one is I'd like to draw something about your current energy, and then I think I'm going to draw another one for something else. So Dale's current energy, please, Spirit. Okay. We have remembrance. Ooh, and it's 11. Awesome. So that's good. The first thing is, when you see 1111, it's about, you know, making your heart feel full, being thankful and grateful. It's where you're ready to live through the wisdom that you've learned in the past. If you've been seeing 1111, this is also an indication that you're on the right track. It's about new energy coming through. It's also about learning from the past, learning from your past mistakes. I still go back to this card. That's the first thing I thought about, taking the time to really get to know somebody. It has to come from you. Like, you have to drive the car in the relationship, so to speak, but not in a way like where you're controlling, but you have to really keep a conscious effort, not so much to be guarded, but more to be cautious, that again, you're not giving your time and your energy and your resources over to somebody who does not have your best interests at heart. Somebody who really values you. And yes, it may take longer. Yes, you may have to go through, you know, a bunch of people, but in the end, it's really comes down to your well-being, about what you deserve, because you deserve what you're willing to give to somebody else. This is awakening code. It means that you could have had a realization that things had to change, which I feel like that's up here. And then all this stuff that's happened since, and then the warning with the moon. So I feel like you have learned some sort of lesson. You have gone through something where you recognize that, you know, there maybe have been red flags before, or you just didn't want to see them, and your eyes are more open now. They're more awake. And I think that's a really good sign, that because you're going to be bringing that energy into whatever relationship comes up next. And it doesn't mean, like, you know, that you have to like settle. It doesn't mean that you have to, you know, move in with the first person, you know, you have a connection with. I always say 2 months. 2 months is where the gloves come off and you start getting comfortable with somebody. I always used to call it the 2-month curse when I was dating. It was like, it was great for the first 2 months, and then who they really are started to show. And I think it's after the newness of a relationship where that's when you kind of get down to work and really understand if this person is going to be the best for you. You know, when everybody's on their best behavior in the beginning of a relationship, it's when the behavior goes away that you kind of are like, all right, I don't know about this. So I think you have to kind of, again, take that time and really just keep a cognitive awareness of what you've experienced in the past, and bring that with you as a lesson to not only protect yourself, but to, again, allow the energy to come through to make sure that you are getting what you are willing to give. So we have nothing has gone wrong, yin and yang. So that's two sides completing each other. What this card for me means is that even though you may think something has gone wrong or you did something, it's actually bringing you to this new point, and you are changed because of it. So with the yin and yang coming through, two different sides creating a whole, one completes the other. Again, there, I do feel there's energy coming through for that person for you to complete you to where you can bring to them what they need, and they're going to bring to you what you need, and it's going to be a perfect fit. It's going to be an even split. And nothing has gone wrong. This was all meant to happen to get you to this place so that you can have that good relationship that you want and that you deserve. I feel like there's a lot of care and compassion in this reading. That's what I get when I feel your energy and I saw your picture. I feel like you just have, like, I don't want to say that you see the good in everyone, but I almost feel like you just have this, I don't know how to explain it. With the words that I'm coming up with, I don't agree with. I don't think you're naive. I don't think you're a pushover. I don't think that. I really think what it is that you are just a very compassionate and caring person, and I feel like sometimes people could take advantage of that. And I feel like you take everyone at face value, and I think you should do that. I don't ever encourage people to always not trust people and to judge people from a different angle, because I think, you know, again, it does take time to get to know somebody. I just feel like in this energy, it's very important that you protect yourself and really, again, learn who is around you, who is on your side, who really, again, wants to treat you the way you are willing to treat them. I keep going back to that because I feel like you would treat this person really, really well. I feel like there's a lot of energy and compassion and just sort of like a need to either want to take care of somebody, or I feel like there's a need to have that partnership. And I don't feel like you've had that in the past, but I think it is being set up to happen that way in the future. And it is. I feel from the cards, it definitely is. Again, I just want to stress making sure you really get to know the person before you, like, let them into your inner circle, you know? Protect your energy before you share it. Our advice card is Angel of the Secret Glade. Visualize the color blue around you and know that you live in truth. So this is about trusting our instincts. We have that with the moon card, our intuition. Understand, now blue, I don't know if blue means anything to you, if it's like a favorite color or something. But a lot of the times the color blue represents truth. It represents peace and serenity, relaxation, where everything sort of, all the cards are on the table. It is what it is. Spirit needs you to know your truth, the truth that you are able to understand, the truth that you are not able to understand, but recognize that it's something else we have to work on. But in the end, I feel like you understand yourself, you understand what you're looking for, and I think you just need to sort of work through the energy to make sure that what you bring in is truthful to you. It is what is meant for you, and it's going to, again, I'm going to say it, give back to you what you are willing to give to somebody else. I don't know if you've always been more of the giver in a relationship and not really getting your needs met. So it's making sure that you're getting back what you're putting out, that the same energy that you're putting out is what is being given back to you, so that it sort of balances and is even. Well, let me know if you have any questions. I really appreciate you allowing me to read for you. Have a good one.